There are three main types of volcanoes that we will encounter. Shield cones, which are made of lava only and are very large and long and not very steep. We also have cinder cones, which get taller and they're only made from pumice. And we get composite cones, which is both lava and pumice. So we're going to start forming our shield volcano using some cornstarch and water again. It flows a long direction, and then over many, many years, this would harden and solidify. It actually hardens pretty quickly, but it would solidify over time as it spreads. And then we would have another eruption of lava, which would continue to build on top of the first. And we will have a volcano that is not very tall, but is very wide. Very wide shield volcano. And our next kind that we're going to look at, we'll come back to this guy in a minute. The next volcano we're going to look at is the cinder cone. So where the shield, the lava spread all over the place, when we have a cinder cone eruption, it's erupting pumice and gas. And I have some pumice here. And so we'll have an eruption of some pumice. I can't come from below, I can only go from above. And you can see that when this shoots up into the air, it doesn't cover a very large area. That shield volcano will eventually cover the whole pan, whereas this one will pretty much stay where I put it. And sometimes pumice or pumice volcanoes have bigger rocks as well. Cinder cones, that's the word I was trying to think of. Cinder cones. Cinder cone volcanoes can get quite tall, but they generally don't get very wide. Sometimes you'll see them, they'll start to form in a circle, and the center will have a little hole, and that's where the cinders will come out of, so it can just continue to get taller and taller and taller. Now our third kind of volcano is the kind that most people think of when they think about volcanoes. And it is a composite volcano. So a composite volcano will start out with some lava, and then we'll add some cinder cone, or ash, and rock erupting. And that will harden. And then its next eruption would be lava again. So we're going to give it some lava on top of its rock. And that would pretty much cover up the rock. So if we were to cut a cinder cone open, or a composite volcano open, we would see it's made of layers. Layers of lava and layers of cinder. Cinder is pumice, volcanic ash and volcanic rock that comes out of the ground. So our next eruption might be a cinder cone eruption. And we may have big rocks coming out, or we may have little rocks puffing out. Kind of looks like kitty litter. It is not kitty litter, it is actual pumice that has been crushed. And then we'd have another eruption of lava. And this might be a bigger lava eruption, so I can pour a little bit faster. Remember, the lava spreads quite a ways, whereas the cinders stay kind of where they are. Now, this is a pretty active eruption. This might take a few months or years of lava erupting on top of the composite volcano. And then that will cool and harden. And then we may have a very light ash eruption just to kind of solidify things. And I'm going to grab that. There we go. And that would be followed by more lava and so on. And then if we were to cut this in half once it was completely dry, we would see layers. So a composite volcano is layers. Cinder cone volcano is only pumice and ash and rock. And a shield volcano is generally just caused by lava. And it would look long and big, kind of like this one. Long and big shield volcano. And stop.